Maria, California, semifinal match of the Santa Maria Classic. And Wendy Macpherson just barely made it to the semifinal game. Starts match number 3. This has been the good lane.
It has been. And speaking of that, apparently Carol Norman also knew that, because Carol has chosen to make Wendy finish on the right-hand lane. She knows that Wendy's having trouble over there on the right-hand lane. And the higher seed player gets the choice of who starts the match and what lane they start on.
Carol Norman, the 1987 U.S. Open champion, who now has 4 career titles.
Right
past the pocket and then clip the 2-pin. How did that happen?
But she's been watching everyone come high on lane 36, so she made sure she didn't.
What's a strike like that in the opening frame do for your confidence?
Oh, it's going to loosen her way up. She's going to feel like things are going her way. What a way to start.
Kind of a lopsided victory in match play. Of course, that was earlier on in the tournament, but certainly you have to think about those things. Another shot that's right up the track, and Norman throws a quick double. So maybe now we'll start to see some of these X's that you and I were talking about before the show started.
And we did start to see them a little bit towards the end of last game, so they're ready to come out now.
More room, light hit, and not as fortunate to trip out the 2-pin.
And Wendy wanted to say hi to her mom and dad, a special hi to her mom, and hi to Nick also. Nick used to travel with her on tour. They had a motorhome, talked to her about which she preferred. Now she's living in hotels. She said there's pros and cons to both, and she really wouldn't choose one over the other.
Player that's very competitive, really enjoys bowling on the national tour.
If you saw her face on that spare conversion, she's paying special attention to each and every spare right now.
Well, she missed one in the opening game. An 8-pin of all things.
And it almost cost the match.
Through the nose, 3-pin. Is left standing on lane 35. Of course, we mentioned next week, Fountain Bowl, Fountain Valley, California, the Bowling Proprietors Association of America United States Open. And of course, we'll have the finals live on ESPN next Sunday night, beginning at midnight Eastern time, 9 o'clock Pacific time.
And we start practice tomorrow morning. Start the tournament on Tuesday.
Fountain Valley, what, about 2.5 hours from here, Santa Maria?
They're telling me about 3.
Okay.
Real close.
Well, of course, you've got to drive the speed limit out here in Southern California.
We always do.
Right. And you're leaving tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay. What time do you practice?
We have a special practice because of the television show. Everyone involved gets to practice at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon.
Good. Carol Norman on a double. And she's using them all up right now, Jan Schmidt. Now she trips out the 4-pin. It's been a virtual cornucopia of strikes from Carol Norman.
Those breaks are coming very early. She's going to get so loose, it's going to be real easy for her to make good shots.
That's already established a 21-pin lead. Four in a row. A lucky break on the opening shot, and she has made it pay off. Of course, keep in mind, should any of our players end up shooting 300 during the championship round on ESPN, they would be receiving a check worth $100,000 from Kmart. Kind of down under on that shot again. Wendy Macpherson has lost a bit of her concentration, leaves the 3-6-10.
She actually looks as though she's falling off of her shot just a bit. You can see the shoulder dipping down, causing her to pull the ball.
second time that she's nudged the 3-pin out of there. And her job right now, Jan, is just to stay close. No opens and keep looking for a double.
That's right. Just have to hang in there through those frames that they don't fall down. And she has done it well all week. So I'm sure she'll pull it together now.
Youngest player ever to win the 3 major championships, the WIBC Queens, the United States Open, and the Samstown Invitational.
At age 22.
Beautiful shot. So, as I said before, it's one at a time and try and get something going. Meanwhile, Carol Norman has started with the first 4 and leads by 34.
Carol Norman happy to be bowling. She withdrew last fall, had a back injury, had 3 bruised discs and compressed discs. So she was off for 8 weeks. She's really thrilled to be back out here.
As the first 5, as Sue 90 did a week ago.
And she's got 7 300 games in her career. Is she going to make it 8? And there's, you can see Carol's playing a much more direct line, going straight up 10 with a highly polished bowling ball.
Uh-oh, stood up on that shot. Not what she was hoping for. And the 5-bagger ends right there. A spare here would give her a 44-pin lead.
She's happy to just leave a 6-pin on that shot and just going to get up, shoot the spare, think about what happened.
If she does have a problem, normally it's timing, and you saw it right there. Feet got a little bit quick, but still an excellent start. A 5-bagger, and she leads by 43 here in the semifinal game. Macpherson knows where she stands in this match. She needs a strike here to get Carol Norman's attention.
Down by 43, could cut that to 33.
It's a start.
You could see that from the time she released that ball. Up nice and straight at the line, getting the ball out to her target.
One more strike, and it's a 23-pin lead, and she's at least back to within sighting distance at that point in time. A little more loft. Well, a 3-bagger for Wendy Macpherson Papanos, who answers the challenge.
Saw a little emotion out of Wendy there. And Wendy's getting down very low at the line, shoulders square, sends the ball out to about the 7th or 8th board. Coming in very strong. That's what I needed.
Little shoulder turn body English there. Meanwhile, Carol Norman goes back to work on lane 36. She does a nice job of it. As she also talked about receiving the very prestigious Robbie Award.
It's a great honor to have been chosen for the Robbie Award. It's great to know that the people that I work with from week to week feel like I represent ladies professional bowling.
And the Robbie Award is given to the player who best represents the professional image on and off the lanes, and it's voted on by the players themselves.
And I know that she mentioned that Renee Fleming and Leanne Barrett had also won that award in recent years. They're all from Oklahoma, so they must have nice people down there.
Apparently.
Key double. That's what you have to do in order to quash the rebellion, as it were, because Wendy Macpherson was going to make a run at her, and now all of a sudden the drawbridge is going up and she's getting closer to the moat.
And it's back to a 33-pin deficit for Wendy now.
Where's the whistle? We've got a cave-in here. A cave-in in Santa Maria on lane 36, and it's a 4-bagger, and the ladies are lighting it up.
One of the biggest breaks of the match. That was a bucket. That bucket just spilled over.
Bucket, that was a bucket brigade.
Ball coming very light. Head pin came off of the wall. started the dominoes.
Boy, you're not kidding. And they all fell down. One more. Can she do it? Oh, tripped out the 4, but the 9 pin stood. So that would have been a key shot in the 9th to set her up for the 10th frame. But nevertheless, she is still within shouting distance.
She tried to take advantage of that break. She made a very good shot.
There's always that one shot each and every week that you remember as you're driving to the next stop, and that'll be the one for her. Carol Norman could salt this one away. She leads by 24. Another strike right here puts her on pace to shoot 279.
Carol's found the shot we were talking about on this pair of lanes.
So the Schmidt jinx has officially been lifted. And 279 is a realistic possibility. A beautiful game after a great break on the opening shot for Carol Norman.
And that's what loosened her up, got her going.
Well, it looks like my theory of Wendy Macpherson going to the title game and winning is going to fall a game short.
This week.
I still liked her chances. Carol Norman really has bowled beautifully here in the semifinal game. Wendy's got a chance to shoot 235 and lose.
By quite a bit.
Yeah, get bombed, I might add. Oh, at the very last moment, Carol Norman was looking at a pocket 7-10, and she breathes a sigh of relief. That's a winning shot all the way, and so will she have enough to sustain? What'll happen to that adrenaline flow as she gets to the title match?
Well, hopefully she'll go over and keep bowling on the alternate pair and keep her adrenaline going, keep her arm swing loose.
Yeah, I had a feeling that might happen. She threw so many strikes in this game, she never had a chance to shoot a single pitch fair on the left-hand side. It's nice to open in the 10th and still win, and that's what she did with a game of 246.
Yep, very impressive game indeed.
Wendy finishing in 3rd.
Just filling out the 10th frame for Wendy Macpherson, who ends up 3rd this week. And Carol Norman will advance into the